Hi, I'm Jeffrey Klinkle, and I chose to focus on ocean transportation for my project. Ocean transportation plays a huge role in the global movement of goods, which is why it's essential to ensure it's safe and well regulated. For this presentation, I will be diving into the specific safety regulations that govern ocean transport, with a focus on maritime safety. The regulations I'll discuss are critical to preventing accidents, protecting the environment, and ensuring the safe transport of goods and passengers across the oceans. So, let's take a closer look at how these regulations work and who is responsible for enforcing them. Maritime safety regulations. I chose this topic because ocean transportation is vital to global trade. Without it, we wouldn't have the flow of goods that we rely on every day. Maritime safety is key to ensuring the safety of passengers, crew members, and the environment. These regulations are in place to avoid disasters like oil spills or shipwrecks. According to Marine Safety Consultants, 2025, the U.S. Coast Guard, USCG, plays a significant role in enforcing safety laws in U.S. waters, alongside other organizations like the American Bureau of Shipping, ABS, and the National Transportation Safety Board, NTSB. These agencies ensure that international standards like SOLAS and MARPOL are met, keeping the ocean safer for everyone involved. There are a few key laws that regulate ocean transportation safety, both internationally and in the US. At the global level, SOLAS, which stands for the International Convention for the Safety of Life at Sea, is essential for passenger safety. MARPOL is another crucial convention that helps prevent pollution from ships. Then, we have COGSA, the Carriage of Goods by Sea Act, which governs the safe transport of goods. On the US federal side, the Oil Pollution Act, OPA, of 1990 holds vessel operators accountable for oil spill damages and cleanup. The Jones Act of 1916 also plays a role in ensuring fair practices in maritime trade between U.S. ports. These laws form the foundation of maritime safety, making international shipping more secure. The role of U.S. Coast Guard, USCG. The U.S. Coast Guard is one of the primary enforcers of maritime safety in U.S. waters. According to Marine Safety Consultants, 2025, their responsibilities include inspecting vessels to make sure they meet safety standards and enforcing laws that protect the environment. They also play a crucial role in coordinating search and rescue operations for distressed vessels. When there is a maritime casualty or pollution incident, the Coast Guard is usually the first to respond. Their quick action helps save lives and minimize environmental damage. Without their presence and readiness, the safety of those at sea would be in serious jeopardy. Now let us look at pollution prevention and oil spill response. Pollution prevention is a critical aspect of maritime safety, especially when it comes to oil spills. The Oil Pollution Act of 1990 introduced strict liability for oil spills, meaning that vessel operators must bear the full responsibility for any damages and cleanup caused by a spill. In addition, vessel operators are required to have detailed response plans in place to deal with potential spills. MARPOL also regulates pollution from ships, setting rules that control the discharge of pollutants into the sea. According to Marine Safety Consultants, 2025, the U.S. Coast Guard is responsible for ensuring compliance with these regulations. Together, these laws are designed to protect marine ecosystems and reduce the environmental impact of shipping. Ensuring the safety of cargo and passengers is also a vital part of maritime regulations. The Carriage of Goods by Sea Act, COGSA, governs how goods are transported and provides clear guidelines for liability if cargo is damaged during transit. This regulation ensures that goods are handled safely and that the shipping company is responsible for any damages. For passengers, claims related to maritime travel are often governed by contracts of carriage. If a passenger dies in an accident at sea beyond U.S. territorial waters, the Death on the High Seas Act allows families to pursue wrongful death claims. These regulations help ensure the safety of both goods and people while at sea. Maritime casualties and salvage. When a major maritime accident occurs, the U.S. Coast Guard investigates to determine what went wrong and how future incidents can be prevented. They also coordinate salvage operations to recover property that may have been lost at sea. In maritime law, there is a principle known as general average. This means that if part of the cargo is sacrificed to save the rest, all parties involved in the shipping venture share the loss. This is important because it spreads the responsibility and financial burden in case of an emergency. It's a way to make maritime ventures more fair, even when things go wrong. Let us look at occupational safety and health in maritime. Safety regulations in the maritime industry are not limited to the environment and passengers. They also cover the workers who serve aboard ships. The Occupational Safety and Health Administration, OSHA, sets standards that ensure seafarers work in safe conditions. OSHA focuses on a range of safety aspects, such as hazard communication, noise exposure, and bloodborne pathogens. It's essential that workers in the maritime industry are well trained and that their work environment is regularly inspected for potential hazards. These standards are in place to protect workers and prevent accidents or injuries, making the maritime industry safer for everyone involved. Now, as the maritime industry evolves, new trends and regulations are emerging. One example is the impact of offshore wind and renewable energy projects. US policies are affecting how these operations are managed, especially with regard to the Jones Act, which governs the use of US-flagged vessels in offshore activities. Another emerging trend is the increase in environmental regulations, as more attention is being given to reducing pollution from ships. Additionally, there's a growing focus on cybersecurity in maritime transport, as modern vessels become more reliant on digital systems. These emerging trends show that maritime safety is constantly adapting to new challenges in technology and sustainability. From what I've learned, safety regulations in ocean transportation are extensive and absolutely crucial for protecting lives, goods, and the environment. Agencies like the US Coast Guard, USCG, and OSHA play pivotal roles in enforcing these regulations and ensuring compliance across the industry. International treaties such as SOLAS and MARPOL set global standards that shipping companies must follow. The regulation of ocean transportation safety isn't just about preventing accidents. It's about ensuring the entire industry operates fairly, safely, and sustainably for everyone involved. These safety laws are what make global maritime trade possible, while keeping our oceans and workers safe. Thank you for your attention.